hey, Zach, you're in the huddle, and a play comes in. What type of play got you hyped? And what play made you go, oh no, not this play? There's not very many plays that got me too high or too low. I mean, I don't know. I loved being in the huddle, just period. I really, my favorite moments in college especially were like in the huddle, and you make eye contact with guys, you call the play, and it's so much. Wyatt, can we go on two? And you ask Wyatt, and he nods his head, we can go on two, we got this, and the offensive line agrees, and those moments are like the best. Like, right, being in the huddle is great. The plays that made me hesitate or made me kind of go, ooh, that's a bad idea, was when a coach would call a play that you're not prepared for. And I was always prepared. I worked really hard to understand the playbook, but you'd have a guy like, you'd have a new receiver in this week or a new receiver in for this play, and he's got to go in motion, and he doesn't even understand the signal for the motion, or you have a guy who is learning the playbook, and that would always be frustrating to have a more complicated play, and you know that you're set up to fail with a guy, like a tight end's going to run the wrong route, and you're like, crap. And especially when you're in the middle of like a quarterback battle, and every play matters, and you can't really have a wasted rep where guys run the wrong route, and they do run the wrong route, and you're like, man, all I can do is try to run or make something happen, but I'm really not showcasing my ability to make a decision because they all ran the wrong route, and that's really frustrating when things like that happen. Here's what I can say I really hated. This is where I'll go with this, actually. I really, really hated playing scout team quarterback, especially in college. And here's how it works. You're up against the starting defense, and as a scout team quarterback, you're running the other team's plays. What that means is whatever team you're playing that week, let's say I'm going to make up a team. Let's say you're playing Greensdale College this week, right? That means you're running, you go to your school, but you're going to run their Greensdale offense all week. And you're running plays you're not familiar with, you're not prepared for. And here's how it works. Like an assistant coach runs up, and you get in the huddle, and the assistant coach holds up a little card, and you have like 3 seconds to digest all the plays, the protection, what you're doing. Like, are you doing a fake handoff? Are you doing play action? And then what routes are people running? It literally, like, you have to digest all of this in 3 seconds. And they're plays you've never run in your life. You don't know a name for them. You don't really know the read progression very well. You're getting thrown to the wolves, basically. And they're like, do your best, kid. And it's fine for a receiver because the receiver can go out there and be like, okay, I'm this guy. I have one job. I got to run a slant, or I got to run a vertical, or whatever. But for a quarterback, it's nearly impossible because they're using route combinations you've never seen before. There's different timing. There's different formations. You literally you don't know the read progression half the time. You're just making it up on the fly. Like, I think it might be better if I go to this guy first, then this guy, then this guy, and then this area and high-low it. You're just making it up on the fly. You're getting thrown to the wolves, and it's so, so frustrating because there's no way for you to study or prepare. And that's who I was as a quarterback. I just really worked hard to prepare. And it was so infuriating to me in college, especially my last place. That offensive coordinator and I we didn't get along. And he would say, we're giving you scout team reps because we want you to have a chance to improve as a quarterback. And it's a total lie. It's not true. This is when coaches lie to quarterbacks, is when they say, use your scout team reps to get better. And a lot of coaches throughout the league, or throughout high school football especially, are getting mad at me right now. They're like, Zach, how can you say that? Because it's a manipulation tactic. Literally, like what they do is say, hey, quarterback, you're going to run the scout team offense, and it's going to help you get better. And as a quarterback, you can't really argue. You got to say, yes, coach, and do the best you can. And that's, if you're a kid out there, do the best you can. But don't listen to that crap when they tell you that you're going to use it to get better, because you're not running your playbook. You're not running plays you've ever been familiar with. You're running another team's offense. You get 3 seconds to digest the play. That's not a good, efficient way to learn a playbook. And you're literally running routes and route combinations you don't even know the read progression to. You're getting thrown to the wolves. And it's an incredibly frustrating experience as a quarterback. Cannot really be put in a position to succeed. Again, it's fine for a receiver. He's just only worried about one route. But you're like, I have to dissect the defense and do all this stuff, and I don't even know where the guy's going to be for sure because I've never seen the play other than that one time you held up a card very briefly. Like, it's a pain, man. You can't prepare for it at all. Now, what you can do if you're a quarterback in this situation, you hope they're playing man coverage, because then you can pick a good matchup and work on throwing the ball against man coverage, maybe work on verticals, throw a back shoulder ball. But if they're playing zone defense or they're running a really complicated scheme you have no idea with, and you're like, how do I succeed here? It's a pain. And it's honestly, again, I go back to this, it's when coaches lie to quarterbacks. They say, use your scout team reps. And it's like, dude, this isn't going to help me run my defense at all, or run my own offense at all. Scout team, this is huge, especially if you're a college football player out there, especially at a smaller college. Scout team is so, so important, right? It really does matter. Especially, it's important for the defense though. The scout team offense makes the defense better. That's why they're there. That's what they do. The reason why my high school football team was so successful is because our scout team was incredible. We had sophomores that worked their butts off. They were there. They gave great effort. They made the defense better. And in the process, getting their butts kicked by the defense, they got a little bit better, especially receivers. A receiver on the scout team has a great opportunity to get better because you're running routes against a live defense. It might be the only time all practice you get an opportunity to run routes against the scout team defense. And you can work on catching the ball in traffic. You can work on beating your man. There's a lot of stuff you can do. But as a quarterback, it's a little bit different. As a quarterback, you're trying to operate everything and trying to read the defense and trying to understand the playbook. And when you don't have a familiarity with the plays you're running, it's a death sentence. You can't prepare. You're second guessing your decisions because you're not sure if the receiver is going to be where he's supposed to be. You don't know. You're not familiar with the playbook. And that's an infuriating moment for any quarterback running an offense. A scout team quarterback, it's the most frustrating time of my life. I hated it so much. And then they lie to you. They say, you're going to get better as a quarterback. Not really. I'm going to get better maybe at extending a play because the play breaks down or my offensive line is terrible and I got to run. Or you get better at physically throwing a deep ball because you're just picking a matchup on a vertical man-to-man coverage. But you're not going to get better at running your offense, running another team's offense with plays you're not familiar with. So I hated it, man. No preparation. Timing's all screwed up. Those are the plays I hated as a quarterback. When coaches would lie to me and say that running the scout team offense is making you better, it's just false. It's just not true. I have a lot of friends that are high school football coaches out there. I've gotten job offers to be a high school football coach. And I can tell you, man, I would never lie to a quarterback. I'd say, hey, look, do the best you can. You're here to help the defense. But you don't know these plays. You don't know the progression. I went on a long rant there. I didn't mean to necessarily. But those are the plays I hated running as a quarterback, were the plays I wasn't prepared for when I felt like I was being thrown to the wolves.